Waddle wheel? What? You said waddle wheel.
Check this old Ford out. Papa like this thing.
It had to be red though.
That's sharp, man. I like that. Twin I-beam. It's a twin I-beam 100. Makes it like awesome, right? Those look good though. You drive that? Huh? You would? Man, that is nice, ain't it? That's the first look into, first time seeing one of these brand spanking new ones. Look at the inside of it. Looks good, don't it? That's like sharp.
Fish.
Yep.
Yeah.
You like that?
Stuff.
You want one of them?
I mean, yeah, but I don't know how much that would cost.
We'll get you a good job.
Though here's a
you-
good comparison. How much do you think that costs?
That right there, it's about 60,000.
Though with everything on it.
Yeah, probably about that.
Well, then how much does one of those cost?
65, probably. Be my guess. It's pretty close to guess.
This thing.
That right there, that's probably like 85 or something. Yeah, this ain't a bad ride either, but I like that. That's... Remember, stay in school, get a good job, and have something like that.
You can either have this thing, which is slightly cheaper, which
Look, or you can have, look, that's Billy's ride there. You have one of them, that's what you need. There, yeah, that's what you need. Okay.
Yeah. It's way too small. So I mean, I can go. I mean, though it has a good engine in it. That's a.
That's up here, ain't it? It's pretty cool. Stop for a minute. There's a trail down there.
Drop it. You better put the thing on your wrist.
Pretty cool.
I don't think it can even fit on your wrist.
No, it can't. No. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's pretty. Sit down here.
It doesn't do anything.
Huh? What? This is the butterfly thing. What?
What?
What did you say?
That.
Do what? Two bridge, 25 miles. What?
What? Oh, that's for that bridge.
That goes to the bridge, yeah.
It's just an oversized.
Oh, I'm curious now. What is it? I go up here and there's like somebody living in this thing.
Happy Halloween. Leave now while you still can. Leave now.
What'd you do? Wait and make sure there wasn't nobody in there before you come?
There's just a bunch of nails and some bullet holes and
Yeah.
actually a lot of bullet holes. I think it just pieces people out here.
Weird. All right, let's see what this blue hole is, what it's about.
Don't drop this thing in though. That's gonna be
Blue hole number 2. I'm guessing this is the
See, look, it's blue.
blue hole number 2. This must be the more serious,
Or not.
drawed out version. Get back.
636.
Get off my camera.
It's blue.
That's the blue hole?
Mm-hmm.
How much air is it?
Well,
Let's see what number 1 looks like.
the original. Boy,
That noise you hear there is the most annoying bird in North America. The blue jay.
I'm gonna get that thing.
I don't see it, but I can.
It's right there. It's in between the trees. It's on a tree branch.
Oh, I see it now.
See?
Oh, people have been writing on it.
And some of it, it's.
Get them socks out, man.
Stop looking at that sock.
Hold on, be still.
Stop. Wait,
Got a bald
actually,
eagle
the
on.
lighting makes the tree look neat. It actually provides grip.
Okay. Let's get ready to.
Hang on.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop recording and
Yeah.
I don't know who done that, but something says their first name is Karen.
When your mask doubles as a chef hat.
I'm gonna be cooking some snakes tonight. I don't know though.
Oh, there you
No.
go. That's much better. What do you think?
Alrighty everyone, so welcome to Kentucky's Karst landscape. That word karst, K-A-R-S-T, is just a fancy word for areas with cave-like characteristics dissolvable by water. That includes caves, limestone, sinkholes, and these water features called blue holes or karst windows. Now the water gets its nice deep blue color from calcite. It is a very common mineral we find in our limestone here. So when the water dissolves this rock over time, that calcite mineral gets deposited on the surface of the water. When the water is clear enough, the sun reaches down, reflects off the calcite, and that reflects off the blue sky, turning the water blue. Now this valley we're in is also a drainage basin or a bowl for a 55 square mile region. That just means every inch of water on the surface is 10 times as much down here in the valley, so we are prone to flooding. If you see where the rock is exposed on the river, that shows you our average flood level lines right there.
Down here?
No.
No, why not?
What?
So would you have a wedding down here?
Oh. I don't know. I'm not.
It's pretty cool, I think.
Awesome. So welcome to the largest natural cave opening on this side of the Mississippi River. It's about 150 feet across by 45 feet tall, measuring from the riverbed up to the top of the cave. Anybody drive in on Cave Mill Road today? A couple folks? Okay. As we found out with the Blue Hole, we are very creative naming stuff around here. Cave Mill Road got its name because from 1792 through 1915, there were several mills built here at the cave, beneath the road. So Cave Mill Road. Yeah. So the first guy built his mill in 1792, the same year Kentucky became a commonwealth. Well, this guy built his mill right in the cave entrance where it likes to flood. Really great idea, right? His name was Mr. Shanks, and he thought it was a great idea because it was really close to the water, right? Well, the first floodwaters came in, knocked his mill to the back of the cave pretty swiftly because it was made out of wood. Now, in 1827, we had a second miller named Mr. Skiles. He had himself a sawmill in the cave entrance too. Like his predecessor, his mill flooded out as well. Then we had a brief hiatus for mills during the Civil War. Then in 1874, we had the final miller here named Mr. Rowe. Now, Mr. Rowe knew this area was prone to flooding, so he was going to try to outwit Mother Nature. We all know how that works. It doesn't work, but he tried anyway. So Mr. Rowe built his mill on top of the cave away from the water. He drilled a hole through 55 feet of this bedrock here and attached an iron drive shaft in front of the machinery, fed it through the stone, and joined it up to his water well at the bottom to get its power. Seemed pretty smart at the time, but Mr. Rowe forgot about a little thing called friction. He forgot that when iron hits rock at a high speed, you get sparks. This guy had a flour mill. It dries out your air. He also had a sawmill that involved lots of wood, and welcome to Kentucky, he had the largest bourbon distillery in its basement in the county at the time. That's Kentucky proof, y'all. So his mill burned down a grand total of 3 separate times between 1874 and 1915. Third time his mill burned, Mr. Rowe was bankrupt, so he sold the property to a man named Mr. Perkins around the year 1917. Now, Mr. Perkins was the first one to put the place on the map for visitation laws. Nashville Road up here that you all drove in on, this used to be called the Dixie Highway. This road connects Michigan down to Florida. So this was the interstate before the interstate was built, making this the busiest side of town, the perfect spot to have a business. So you might have noticed a really old building by the parking lot walking down. That was one of 12 cabins Mr. Perkins had completed by the end of 1920. That old cabin up there was called the Honeymoon Suite. It was not just the biggest cabin, but it was the only cabin that had running water. And running water was a pump house at the bottom of the hill by the river in the valley that was manually operated. So the gentleman's job was to run down the stairs down the block to the river in the pump house. You had a bucket. You pumped the water in the bucket and ran back up the stairs with your bucket full of water. So you fellows were the running water back then. Luckily, indoor plumbing has come a long way since then. Now, the biggest attraction at this cave opened in 1933 when Prohibition was repealed. That was the opening of the Cavern Nightclub and Bar by Mr. Perkins. So the metal structure you see over here with the lights hanging down, as you can see, it's our wedding venue nowadays. We can also do proms down here, dances, dinners, fundraisers. But in the 1930s to the 1960s, that was a bar and nightclub. There were a lot of big band and jazz acts booked down here, like Ella Fitzgerald, Dinah Shore, NBC Orchestra with Francis Craig. Since the cave was at constant 57-degree temperature, that literally made the nightclub the coolest place in town. The only place with air conditioning. It's also one of the few places with electricity. The tan building we see here, this is the hydroelectric powerhouse He's the power of the electric for the nightclub. Hydroelectricity means electricity powered by water plant for audience here. So Mr. Perkins had it all going on, but the entrance was not the nice paved road. If you look up here to the trees, you can see an archway. That archway was the nightclub entrance. And that opposite cliff, there used to be 150 stairs carved in. Those stairs came to be called the sobriety test. Over here you can see a better view of the nightclub turned wedding venue.
Duck your head, buddy.
It's okay. It's
It's
okay.
going to get a bit lower in the moment, but not by much.
What do you think, District?
No, cállate. No, papá.
Wait.
There's no spiders.
All right, go ahead and sit up, and can everybody hear me all right?
Yeah.
Sweet. So welcome officially to Lost River Cave. Thank you for bearing with us. We finally made it. So over here is a formation called a flow stone. Cleverly called water flows over stone. Flow stone. Yay, creativity. The light stuff in the ceiling, that is the calcite that helps to make our blue holes blue. So over time, the water travels through the rock, picks up the calcite, redeposits it on the flow stone in the form of travertine. So if you watch HGTV, travertine is used for tiling and flooring in your homes, but it does not come from our cave. As I mentioned earlier with the cave wars, it is illegal to take any type of rock out of a Kentucky cave. Some of the flow stone will see a few different colorations. The peanut butter color is a healthy rock. That is what it is supposed to look like. In green, you see in the cave is algae being kept alive by the artificial light. This darker color is an old pollution scar.